Back here at the 2023 USAFL National Championships here from Lakewood Ranch, Florida. As it's a women's Division II game as the New York Magpies take on the DC Eagles, two teams from the eastern region that know each other very well. They'll have some more eastern friends in tow, and we'll get into that in just a moment. My name is Brian Barish. Great to have your company as we have our first women's game of the day here on Cooper's Field. The Magpies looking for their first win of the USAFL season, having gone 0-5. DC has done pretty strongly during the year, and DC has won, I believe, the two times that these two teams have played. The Magpies will have a couple of players. In fact, they'll have two from the Columbus Cats in Katrina Scherer and Stephanie Shipley-Snyder. They'll also have Amanda Mora and Tracy McLean from the Arizona Hawks and Emma Wewell from the St. Louis Blues. The DC Eagles, it's all 22 of their 24 players are from DC, including two Philadelphians, Perth native Caitlin Tilstead and Kendall Bedford, both with the Philadelphia Hawks. The Magpies are in the traditional black and white jumpers. They're heading from left to right on your screen of watching choice, while the DC Eagles are in the blue and yellow. So the umpire is ready to champ first tiebreaker head-to-head. That differs from around the world. The second tiebreaker being percentage, which is more like tiebreaker around the world. So one up showing herself as an option. Instead, she goes into the pocket, and the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. DC on the Watch AFL scoreboard still leads 18-0. Ball comes back in the play once again. Gets slapped down. A lot of jumpers. It's a team meeting out there, and it goes out to the far side. Trollope is able to get to it. Kicks it up on the second bite of the cherry. Has some support from Miriam Mater. Sends this one high in the air. Ball goes free. No blue jumpers are back there. They want to not spoil themselves as Doherty put it across. Shoveled handball out the top. Sent back off of one step and tapped through across the face. And that was Stephanie Hauer who just got it. But good pressure by the DC Eagles here. After being on the back foot for most of this first half, again leading, it's 20. In fact, that has gone through 4 behind, and they are finally on the scoreboard. So it's New York 24, DC 1. Still plenty of time. It's here in this first half. Bedford against Temple. Temple is paid the mark. So here is Cricket Temple from Clifton Park, New York, in the Albany area. Looking, has Sonic share if she wants her. Going to send that one down the line. Over the head of a couple of players. Digging after it again is McCaskill. McCaskill gets to it on about the 4th bounce. Centers that one into the middle. Finds Janie Green. Great read of the play by Green. Green runs the 50 meters. Has a bounce and runs the 30. Kicks that one on the way. It's going to take an off break to the right side. But she's going to run onto her own kick. Oh, my goodness. She ran onto her own crumb and kicked it home. Janie Green. And that might be the goal of the day so far. And that is their 5th. They have been immaculate here in the early going. New York 5 straight 30. DC 1 behind. And the New York Magpies have taken it to the Eagles here in the first 20 minutes. What a job by Janie Green. What's that? No, it's a goal. It says she ran on to her own ball. And that's something you don't really see a whole lot because she was fast to run the ball through her own to get through to get to her own crumb, to get to her own kick and put it home. There was a whistle. We're not exactly sure for. Yeah, we thought it was 5 in the square, and it is. So in that center square, you can only have 4 players. Shipley Snyder sees it goes off her hands, which allows Very to get the kick, and Very sends this one forward through the hands of Morgan Doherty. Going and backing up is Woolmer. Trollope stays with the pill, goes back, now finds Very. Very sings that one out to the far side, looking for, I thought it was Doherty, but it wasn't. It is Amy Wilson-Chapman, and Wilson-Chapman goes after the footy, goes and picks that one up. Little shovel pass looking for Ross. Ross goes down to the ground, picked up again by 39, and we'll have a whistle and a free kick. And we'll go the way of the DC Eagles, I believe. They trailed 30-1, 5 straight 30-1 behind. So 30-1, New York the lead. They've kicked 5 straight. And this is a Johnny Bowl wearing 39. We've had the mystery. So she's the one who has a goal already as Bowl. And this one is centered across. Running back is Spear trying to get it. And she gets knocked sideways there by 53, who we don't have. And the ball skittles out now in the middle. There's Stephanie Shipley Snyder picked up. Looking again. Here's Wewell, and she was collared. She was taken down just at the last line of defense, and Squid had her opportunity, and you see Shipley Snyder giving her an atta girl. She's going to be playing for Nashville next season as Emma Wewell, and she is really one of the more passionate players across the USAFL. Across in the middle, there is the siren, and that is the end of the first half. I won't call it all one-way traffic. It looks like that on the scoreboard. DC did get their chances against the win. They will have the aid of that win in the second half, but New York used it perfectly. We'll say 1 goal to McLeod, 2 to Bowl. I believe there was one more in there that we didn't catch, but in any event, at halftime, it's the New York Magpies 5 straight 30. DC 1 behind, 1 point only. We're going to take a break, come right back You're watching the 2023 USAFL National Championships from Lakewood Ranch, Florida. You're watching it here on USAFL.com. That will Back in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, the 2023 USAFL National Championship, second half action between the New York Magpies and DC Eagles here in Women's Division II. New York Magpies lead 30-1 at the end of the first 20 minutes of play, but the DC Eagles will have the agency of about a 3 or 4 goal breeze, and they'll have 20 minutes to try and claw their way back. Brian Barish here with you. This is the second game here in Women's Division IV. The first game earlier on played over on Field 2 and called astutely by Pat Machado. Saw the Austin Crows defeat the Houston Lone Stars 23-7. So that is where we stand at the moment in this 5-team round robin. We'll see the Quebec Saints a little bit later on here on Cooper's Field. In fact, in about 2 hours, play their first game. Underway in the second half, and that is Caitlin Tilsed, who had the footy there for DC. And up on the far side now, it's the Magpies. We'll see how kicking into the wind kind of suits them, as Woolmer went after the footy. Bedford there in defense. Bedford going after it. There was McCaskill, who climbed over Bedford to try and get to the pill. Picked up by Bull. Big tackle by Spear. And it will be a free kick called by umpire Rich Mann. Rich Mann, one of the founders of the USAFL, president for a long, long time. Great to see him back in the fold wearing the green. So it'll be a free kick. And Spear plays that one into the middle. Marked. Sending that one, looking, and oh no, it was a 50-meter penalty. My apologies. So that's the second 50-meter penalty we've seen. And Spear has been holding the ball in both cages. She pops it up high in the air, out to the far side, almost marked by Green. Good job by Bedford to come and spoil. Mitter bootlegs around, lines up from 30, chips that one up over the top. She almost caught her own ball. That's the second time we've seen somebody get their own ball as it pops back out to Wilson Chapman. Spins around, throws that one for Trollope. That didn't go 15, play on. Ball goes to the ground. Everybody going A over T. Trollope gets it back, handballs it back to Tilsed, who grubs that one along. Mater is able to pick that one up, shoved out of the way by Casillas as the ball goes to ground now. Going after the get it once again. Here again is Veery. Veery couldn't get it, and the ball comes out as Chapman finds Trollope. Or check that, that was 15, who was that was Stephanie Hauer, and that one is sent through. Did it find its way home? No, it's out in front as Hauer again gets spun like a record, trying to clear that one out, but it's going to be a call, and it's going to be a free kick to New York, and now have a chance to shake the old Etch-a-Sketch and draw up something new. No score in the second half, 30-1, New York the lead. As we mentioned, 5 teams. It's a round-robin format. And we'll have the first couple of games in Women's Division I later on, as this one is sent on the way, and it's a goal. And Alex Trollope has put the DC Eagles on the major scoreboard. Watch AFL. It's 1-1-7 for DC, 5 straight 30 for New York. So it's New York 30, DC 7. As Alex Trollope, who has done a fantastic job again, and really looking at this DC side, there's a lot of Australians on this side. Ashley Forster, Ann Miller, Chloe Ross, Steph Hauer, we mentioned. Hauer, having played, as we mentioned, played in the New South Wales and Sydney setup. She brings a lot of experience. And that one goes forward as Bull against Wilson Chapman. There's Casillas to get it out of the way. Tilsed goes and finds Chloe Sargent, or Sergeant Chloe if you prefer, giving a salute. And we'll have a free kick. It will go the way of the Magpies. They play on very quickly, perhaps too quickly, as the whistle, we thought we heard a whistle, but it came from another field. They'll play on now. Will the Magpies against the wind. Handball by Temple over the top looking for Green. Green tries to get the footy, but she fell off she fell down, and she got legged, and she knows how to use them. Well, that's if ZZ Top was here, but they aren't. So it'll be a free kick. And a whistle coming from behind, and So here is Green, who plays on quickly. Green sends that one in. Spear was there. Bedford was there. But the ball goes out of bounds ahead of Cricket Temple. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. 30-1 the lead. And if this holds, New York would temporarily go top of the table on percentage. But also remember, it's head-to-head first as Temple kicked the ball forward. I think that's going to be holding the ball, and it is. So Temple caught the ball and then was almost immediately in the grasp. And so it'll be a free kick for the DC Eagles. The Eagles, founded in 2005 by Matt and Amy Bishop, at least the women's team was. And they really had kind of treaded water. They, with a transient population in D.C., it's really hard to build a side. And I believe that's another 50-meter penalty, I believe. No, it was a free kick, and it was given out and picked off the other direction. I saw the way they were running forward. But here is Green. Green sends that one forward, and a nice mark by Temple, who is the tall target. So here is Cricket Temple, who tied also in the goal-kicking competition from just about this angle, but she sends it across, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw, and not a bad result. So, comes to Trollope. Nice mark, and she'll wheel around and try and ride the wind. Tilsaid going after it. So too is Chapman, who's going to try and throw in a Shepherd. There were two players on her. Tilsaid goes down, takes out Casillas in the process. Finds Doherty. Doherty sends that one forward. Over to get it is Vanessa Torres for DC. There too is Bedford, waiting and watching. Big swing and a miss by McCaskill. And they'll play on the Mater. Mater sees that one go off the side of her boot. Going up the pick it is Doherty. Doherty runs to about 15 meters out. And I believe has put it behind the stick. Just waiting for a signal of some sort. And in fact, it has gone through 4 behind. So, watch AFL scoreboard. DC goes to 1-2-8. New York 5 straight 30. So 30-8, New York the lead. But picked off, and now New York is doing DC is doing what New York was doing, and that is hemming the Magpies in. Out to the near side. High up in the air. Ball bounces away from the 31, who we don't have here. Temple goes over the top, and I believe she's going to get claimed. Umpire Sean Chacon said she was in the grasp. And it'll be Alex Trollope with the footy. So Trollope, we are riding with her right behind us here on our cameras, thanks to Gridiron Productions, sending that one in over the outstretched hands of Cricket Temple. And then out the back comes Sonic Scherer. Scherer, that's a worm-burning, finger-breaking, mongrel upcountry punt. And don't mess up the words on that one or you'll get in trouble. Looking for McLean. McLean couldn't get it. Now she moves forward well. Spins that one forward. Looking for Wewell. Wewell is held without the footy by Hevia, but she stays with it, does the Centralia, Illinois native, and we'll have a ball up across from us. Good job by Wewell. She is battle-tested. She's played with the men most of the season, not just with St. Louis, but with Nashville and a couple of other teams as well. Here is Hauer, who just gets boot the ball. Grubbers that one forward. Mater just got her foot to the pill. That one pops up in the air, and Anne-Marie Sansone was with it for New York. And that one is go forward, and here comes Casillas out the back. And the Triple Centurion plays this one up to the near side. It'll roll, it'll skip, it'll hop, and it will go out of bounds. The history of Drea Casillas in the USAFL, she started with the Arizona Hawks. She moved to New York in 2008, and with Christina Licata, who later became the head coach of the USA Freedom, helped found the side. Here is Wewell, who sends that one forward, but it's picked off. Nice kick by Squid, but a good job in defense. Looking and ignoring Tilsaid. Over the top looking for Trollope, and the ball goes out of bounds on 2 hops. Out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Our thanks to Coopers and Tasmanian for sponsoring us once again. We saw Emily here from Tasmanian once again. And Cooper's Beer has been with us since the year 2000. As the ball comes spinning back in the play, Temple able to knock it down. Mora got it back forward. Temple skitters it forward. Pass Wewell. Picked up by Hevia. Hevia bombs that one forward into the pocket. Over to get it. There is Wilson Chapman, and she shows the ball out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary throw-in. Been a while since we've had a score on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 30-8, New York the lead. 5 straight kicks by the New York Magpies. And it's a bit of a, the last game they played here at Lakewood Ranch, they played against Seattle in the D1 semifinal where they lost 16-12, and they kicked 1 goal 6 in that game. So very much night and day from the last time they were here 4 years ago. Stephanie Shipley-Snyder gets it away. And Wewell, I think she was paid the mark initially, but it's Woolmer who was able to pick up the crumb. Handball looking for Scherer. Scherer bootlegs around. Pitchfork handball looking for Wewell. Saw it go between her wickets. And then coming back the other way is Hevia, finding Hauer. Hauer had it smothered and covered like Waffle House hash browns. That was off by O'Connor, but sending that one forward again. And now running on, having a bounce, but the mustard came off the hot dog was Mater. Mater pokes that one forward. If she can square up, she's got 2 defenders there. But no, it's Drea Casillas who's there to clear that one out to the near side. Good job by Casillas as it comes out, pushing the back by Tilstead. Yes, that was pretty blatant, and it'll be a free kick. And so Caitlin Tilstead, who is no stranger, neither is Kendall Bedford. In fact, Bedford was lamenting at the grand final party a couple of weeks ago how she had been kind of itching for the chance. The last 2 chances that she had to play, again, New York and D.C., where they were rained out due to tropical depressions of one way or another. And usually they do play in rain, but if the field condition is too dangerous, they don't. Bounces out to the near side as that one kicked up a bunch of sand. Good job by Shipley-Snyder. Good shepherd, but she turns it over to Trollope. Trollope just gets a good spearing kick off the shoulder of Tilstead, who stays with the footy. She goes A over T. Clawing in after it is Casillas again. Green dropped the footy. And we'll have a ball up as the umpire crosses himself because he's a nice guy. Chico really is a good guy. And we'll have a ball up. Still 30-8 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. And New York, if nothing else, doing a good job of neutralizing the DC threat against the win, or with the win. Ball comes back out. Again, looking through, going through McCaskill. Goes and looks for an option. Finds one in Axel Iota. She gets knocked down, and McCaskill has to go forward now, looking for Wewell. It gets by her. Wewell against Miller. Wewell stays with it nicely. She pops this one up in the air. Somebody's got to run onto this for the Magpies as it bounces away. There's 3 jumpers there, and over to get it is Woolmer, who spins that one across the face. Wewell trying to get by 2 defenders, but it's cleared out by the Eagles nicely. Good job when it was battle stations for the Eagles. They're going to get another. They're going to have to do it again now as this one bops out in front. Again, looking for Mora. Mora bootlegs around. Handball over the top looking for Wewell. Finds instead Alana Holden, and Holden plays that one off to the side as Wewell goes after the footy, trying to stand this one up. Ball goes to ground, and we have a whistle, and the whistle occurred before the ball went through. So we'll have to see what happens here, and I believe it's a free kick. We'll have to double check and see what it was for. And in fact, it will go to the New York Magpies, and it will be Elizabeth McCaskill, one of the Australians. McCaskill from point-blank range goes forward and says, "How big was that fish you caught that one time, Jeff Pearson?" That big. And that is their 6th straight sausage roll for the New York Magpies, and you might want to pencil in the 4 points as the Magpies go to 6 straight 36. 1-2-8 for DC. So 36-8 is the score. And for DC, as good as they are, this might be a bridge too far. The Magpies looking to, for right now, go top of the table. The next game in Division 2. As we'll double check this, I believe it's going to be right here between DC and Quebec. And that's a rarity. They'll be done their games on Saturday by noon. You don't really see that happen very often in the USAFL. At least in the Nationals on Saturday rather, is New York trying to push the ball forward again. Here is Alex Trollope. Trollope, has people, but she can't get the handle on it. Finally sent forward, and that one will eschew out of bounds, as she had Janie Green on her handle, as to Alana Holden. All will come back in the play. Bombed forward by Temple. Going after it is Spear. Going after it again as well as Wewell. And there is Miller, who tossed the ball up in the air. They'll play on. Ball comes out to the near side. Going to pick that one up was Mallory Fries, and it will be a low tackle, and we'll have a free kick. Quebec and Houston here at 1 o'clock. That's the next Division II game. And then the next two we'll have on the outer fields, as Austin will play New York again. That might be for first place going into the break, and Quebec playing DC at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Cricket Temple doing a good job with the mark. We have a player slow to get up for DC in Very. As the ball goes out to the far side, Very gets to her feet, but it's picked off by Ann Miller once again. DC's got to move quickly if they want to have any chance. Up on the left side now. 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop. Picked up on a hop. Picked up on the run by Casillas. Sending it back from whence it came. Now finds Janie Green. Good link-up football by the Pies. Sending this one in. And this one goes to the top of the square now. Going after it and tries to spinning it around. And now into a vacant goal square. As going after it is Wewell. The ball sits up nice for her. She's shoved out of the way by Laura Hunt. And the ball has gone out of bounds as the wind again picking up. No, it's still in play. Cleared out the back. Picked off by Green. Green will run to 25. Kick that one into a dead force wind. And the ball was touched. I think Shipley Snyder should have kept her hands down. But that is the first blemish by the Magpies on the Watch AFL scoreboard. It's New York 37 and DC 8. 37-8, New York the lead. As we are very much like John and Paul once sang, we are getting very near the end. And New York looking to get their first victory here in Division II. They finished in 4th place a season ago, having defeated Denver in the 4th place game in Division I. Tilsed sends it forward. Good backing up mark over the top by Hevia. She's done well so far. Had a couple of key marks. Good play on defense. One-handed drop up the left side. In front of the Cooper's Beer Tent. We've made mention of the Cooper's Beer Tent. That is going to be chock full of people, not only in the tent, but in those seats that you see right there in the front row, and especially by tomorrow afternoon when it's finals time, as the ball comes spinning back in the play. And holding on for dear life was Trollope. The umpire will throw this one up. Can't be much time left. Temple and Doherty. That's been a good battle to watch all game. And a whistle. And a free kick. It'll go the way of the Magpies and Amanda Mora. Mora, who is a college lacrosse player in Connecticut. Played for the national team, and well earned, I believe. Goes through the chest of Tilsed, hit her right on the logo. She's going to try and get it back. Green is there. Tilsed comes up over the top. And I think she may have been called for that. No, it is going to be a ball up. Umpire Chacon tosses it to the heavens. One to advantage, but not stayed to advantage, as Wilson Chapman moves the ball forward. Now we'll have a ball up. Watch AFL scoreboard. New York. It looks like, so just checking, it looks like they didn't award them a point for that. So we still have 36-8 should be the score. DC leads New York leads 36-8. That one is sent forward. Is the wing going to carry it? It does. It does. What a fantastic goal from 50 meters out. And my goodness, we're checking to see who got it. I believe that may have been Trollope, but she kicked that one from possibly Orlando. And the Eagles get their second goal of the game. So it's 36-14, New York the lead. The Eagles go to 2-2-14. New York 6 straight 36. At least it'll close the percentage gap a little bit. Ball comes in the air. And out to get it is Trollope. Oh, the don't argue, but I think, no, she's gone. I thought maybe she would have gotten it a little bit high, but there's the hooter. And the New York Magpies begin their Division II campaign with the full 4 points as they have won quite comprehensively over the DC Eagles. The final margin will be 22 points. The final score on the Watch AFL scoreboard. It's the New York Magpies, 6 straight 36. The DC Eagles 2-2-14. And New York, alongside Arizona and Columbus, go to the top of the table for the time being. Still 3 games left to play today and 8 more overall. But New York setting itself pretty well. As for DC, you know what? They played a fantastic game. They really just couldn't harness the wind in the second half. And so that ultimately is the difference between the two sides. So that'll do it for this particular game. We have more action for you here on Cooper's Field. We'll be joined by the USAFL founding president, Paul Plugger O'Keefe, alongside Adam Gomolinski. And the game they'll have here on Division I, here on Cooper's Field, will be the New York Magpies men's side against the Los Angeles Dragons. And over on Field 2, you'll hear the voice of Pat Machado call Austin and Boston, also men's Division I. We'll step aside and come right back for more action from the 2023 USAFL National Championships, and you're watching it here on USAFL.com.